Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Thank you very much to people who've said nice words about my effort on Countdown yesterday. Quite a few of you in the UK have managed to see it. Somehow one or two others not in the UK have managed to see it. That takes some doing, so well done. And well, it was fun, although wildly tense. Recording it, I have to say. Anyway, I will be back on the show on Monday, owing to having won my show on Friday. So, UK viewers, set your alarm for 2:10 on Monday, or make sure you know how to operate the catch-up, or ignore the whole thing altogether. That's fine too. I am going to be looking at this puzzle, Chasing Arrows by Blobs, which is a Fog-of-War puzzle, and we love them. They're always great fun. So, looking forward to giving it a go. I did actually meet someone who watches some of the channel every now and then. I mean, a former friend. It wasn't a random muggle sighting, as it were, of me. And they commented that they apologised. Nowadays, I only watch the Fog-of-War videos, and I was intrigued why. And they were kind of a bit. A whole Sudoku irritates them because there's so much to look at. That's an intriguing concept. I hadn't really thought much, but it does, perhaps, is one of the reasons why our Fog-of-War videos do get a lot of views. So I'd be intrigued in your views on whether you only watch the Fog-of-Wars. You probably skip through this beginning if you do that, so maybe that's not going to actually get any traction. Now, we've got, well, on Patreon, there's loads of stuff. Simon solves an incredible, totally normal cat puzzle. I solve a Times monthly club special Cryptic, really vicious puzzle with a crazy vocabulary. What else is going on? We've got, of course, our Snack Doku monthly reward, all the 4x4 puzzles, 100 of them. And loads of people are entering that. It's brilliant. There's our holiday merchandise. These are all on the links under the video. Sven Sudoku Pad, and all of our apps, which make great presents or gifts to yourself for spending time over the holiday period. Do give it a try, but the first link is to this puzzle, Chasing Arrows by Blobs. And we will start with the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That is 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, there's only an arrow rule after that. Digits along arrows must sum to the digit in the attached circle. Digits may repeat on arrows if allowed by other rules. Arrows do not cross or overlap in any way. So it's the normal arrow rule. Say you had an arrow of 2 cells here with a circle attached here. Those 2 cells would add up to that one. I won't approach this because I think it's going to be part of the deductions. Anyway, placing correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells, and that may reveal more clues. Those are the rules. Give it a try. It's on the link under the video, and we love Blobs, always creating intriguing puzzles for us. And it promises much, this puzzle. So, on your marks, no, hang on, I'm hitting the wrong button. On your marks, get set, let's get cracking. So, all we get out of the fog is these 3 cells. Right, what we learn here is that this is on an arrow. That cell, which is connected, is on the same arrow. And we know it's not the circle because this cell is also going into it. This line is going into it. So that's on the same arrow. Same deal goes again here and here. All these cells are on the same arrow. And there's only one way of doing that. That's got to be a 1-2 pair, the absolute minimum in the same row. That's got to be a 1-2-3 trio, the absolute minimum in the same row. Now we can add up to 9, which is the maximum Sudoku digit, and that must be in a circle in row 3, column 6. Proof. There we are. That is lovely. That's an intriguing beginning. I mean, we've seen that sort of arrow before, not necessarily in that shape, but with a 1-2 and a 1-2-3, which sounds like a musical instruction. Right, where do we go next? We go here. Because those 2 cells are at least 3 and 4. We've used up 1 and 2 in box 2. So these 2 cells on this arrow add up to 7. Now, can that cell be on the arrow? Bearing in mind that if it was, the 3 arrow cells that we could envisage, I choose my verb carefully, would be at least 3, 4, 5, putting 12 in a circle. Now, we have been told that it's circles. If it had said there are some pills with 2-digit numbers, we might be in trouble. But I think here we can legitimately assume that we're adding up to single-digit numbers. So that can't be the circle. So this is on the arrow. No, sorry, that can't be on the arrow, so it is the circle. That's what I should have concluded. So those are at least 3 and 4. That could be a 1 or a 2, but we're up to a total of at least 8. And if the circle is here, and remember it can't be another arrow cell, so it is the circle, it can't be 9, so that is 8. And this is a 3-4 pair, and we can get to put a 1 here, and we know it will also reveal that it's on the tip of an arrow, and it does. And we've got 3 circles to choose from. Which one are you going for? If you chose that one or that one, think again. This one's the one to look at, because this has got at least 3 arrow cells emanating from it. They can't be 1, so they must be at least 2, 3, and 4. That already adds up to 9, so we can whack a 9 in. This must actually be a 2 because it sees a 3-4 pair. So then we can put in 3 and 4 there. Now we've got 3 circles emerging again. Which one are you going to choose this time? This time I don't know the answer immediately. Okay, if you chose that one or that one, I reckon you think again. Not sure, but I think this one is better. Oh no, I'm really not sure. Well, yeah, okay. I'm going to think about this one at least. What digit goes here on this arrow? Okay, no, first of all, is the arrow potentially of length 1? And the answer is no. But bear in mind, you could have an arrow of length 1. That, for instance, could be an arrow of length 1 with the same number in the circle. In fact, let's do some Goodliffing first, and then we'll go back to that arrow. These are all from 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is, what is it? It's not, okay, it's not a single cell arrow because they're both in the same box. That was the conclusion that I was setting up there and then failed to tap into the net. So it's at least a 2-cell arrow. That much we must know. So I'm going to write in 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 into that cell, which can't be an 8 or a 9. Now, it's a 2-cell arrow. I'm working towards the conclusion that this must be a 1, but actually I don't think that is available. Because if this was a 5 or a 6, we then could hit a 1 here, for instance, or even a 2 up here. Okay, so I have not correctly figured out where to go next. We need to do that still. Is it this one? That's yeah. Okay, this cell can't be 1, 2, or 3. So that is 4, 5, 6, or 7. Now that could be a single cell arrow. Okay, yeah, I really haven't figured out what to do next. Sorry. It's almost an interesting question about where 9 goes in box 1. It can't be on that arrow, so it must be in one of those 2 cells. The maximum difference between those two is 4, but the minimum difference is actually 0, which is an unusual number to mention in a Sudoku, but is relevant here, I think. Okay, I don't know which circle to go to next. So, that can't be 8, can it? This is a 5, 6, 7 triple in the top row. There we go, that's what to do. Okay, so we've got a 3 or a 4 here. Now this has to be 1. It's got to be less than 3 or 4, and it can't be any of those digits. So that is a 1, and that clears some fog. This is 2 or 3. We actually have a 2, 3, 4 triple up here. Because of that 1, 3 must be in one of those cells, so that's 2 or 4. This now has to be higher than this. So 6, 7, 8, or 9. This is what is the maximum difference between those two? It's 4. And that is also the minimum number for this cell. Look, we've got 1, 2, 3 looking at that cell, which therefore at a minimum is 4. That cell at a minimum is 5. This cell at a maximum is 9. We can fill all of those in. And there we go. We get a new arrow. Let's just tidy up some pencil marking. I know you don't associate that kind of action with me, but sometimes it's necessary. That's not a 5. Didn't get very far with that. I thought we might get a bit more done. That's not a 4. Now the maximum difference between those two is 3, but remember the minimum difference is still 0. So I think now we can legitimately look at this arrow, which has well, the arrow itself doesn't have a maximum circle of 9. Oh, it does actually. Right, I'm going to first of all demonstrate that this can't be an arrow cell. And that is because then all of those would be on the arrow. They'd all have to be different. That would add up to at least 10, being 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Therefore, this is a circle which can't be 9, which therefore has a maximum value of 8. Now, one thing we know about a 3-cell arrow that adds up to 8 or less, or fewer, is that, or less in this case, is that it must have a 1 on. The 1 can't be here because of the 1, 2, 3 triple, and it can't be here because of that 1, so we'll get to clear 3 more fog cells by putting the 1 in. Now this is, I'm tempted to say this is an 8 arrow, but it could be a 7 arrow. This is 4 or 5. This is 2 or 3, which does form a pair with that. This is 7 or 8. And we haven't got that done. 4 there is looking at the circle. So in go those digits. That becomes a 3. Now we know all about this arrow. 4 there, 8 in the circle. That's not an 8. And now we've got more arrows to look at. This digit, 5, 6, or 7. This one's 6, 7, 8, or not 8, 6, 7, or 9. So let us focus on this arrow. Is that the complete arrow? Yes, it is, because we can tell the line goes into that cell, the line comes out of that circle. We are told that arrows don't cross or overlap in any way. I've been using that fairly consistently without mentioning it. Okay, the maximum for this cell is 7. The minimum for this cell is 4. The difference between those two is somewhere between 1 and 3, so that digit is a 2. This is now a 4. If it was a 7 there, we'd need a 5 here on the elbow. So that's a 4. 6 in the circle. Oh, look, that's going to do some stuff up here. Got a 7, 9 pair left there. We can take 7 out of those cells and out of that circle. Right, down here we've got a 6, 8 pair. Oh, that could be an 8 though. Here we've got 5, 7, and 9. Here we've got 1, 2, and 3. We can use parity a bit. This is an odd, again, we've got this same V-shaped arrow going on. It can't branch or loop anywhere else. It's fine. Loop. This can't be 5 actually, because it's adding a digit that is at least 6 there. Now, because that's odd and that's even, this must be odd to make up the sum, so it's not 2. I think there are still 3 ways to make this up. 1, 8, 9, 1, 6, 7, or 3, 6, 9. Don't know what to do with that. Maybe. See, this is odd again. Yeah, I'll tell you something interesting. This cell is not even. Now, why is that interesting? Because this arrow, to come to an odd number, has to be made up of one even and one odd number. And this one can't be even because it sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. Therefore, it's odd. It's 5 or 7. It can't be 9 on the arrow. This now can't be 5 because we're going to add something to 5 or 7. The something we're going to add is an even number, and it's not 4, so it's going to be definitely 2. That's going to fix our green cells here. All of them, I think. No, not all of them. 3 there, and 2 of them are left. Still don't know which way this goes. One of those numbers is a 7, but I don't know whether it's on the arrow or the circle. This 7-9 pair gives me a 5 down at the bottom of the grid, though. I can't tell whether this is a 3 in the corner. Ooh, that's not a 2. In fact, now I can. I've got a 1-3 pair. That is a 2 in the corner, maintaining its religious beliefs. Now, where does 9 go in this column? That's easy peasy, down at the bottom. This is 5, 6, or 7. This one is the complement of 5, 6, or 7 and reaching 9. 4, 3, can't be 2 because of that. Oh, it can't be 3. So that's a 4. Is that right? Looks right. No, something's gone wrong. What have I done wrong? I've written a 3 there is what I've done wrong. That's just nonsense. This was a 1-2 pair. My apologies. Oh, I could fix all the greens. My instinct said I was going to fix all the greens, and then it didn't happen. Right. Now, this can't be a 7. That's still true. This is either 5, 4 or 6, 3, but I don't think I know which it is now. Let's get rid of the green colouring. We've done that. Apologies about the typo. Actually, I think it was a thinko, if that's the opposite of a typo. Okay, let's look in this row. That can't be 5 anymore. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 9 in one of those two cells. There's an 8 in one of those two. This is 5, 6, or 7. Oh, there's a 3, 4 pair here. This digit is at least 5 on a 2-cell arrow that can't have a circle of more than 8. So 5, 6, or 7 there, 6, 7, or 8 here. The difference between those is a maximum of 3. Now this cell doesn't have to be the only cell contributing to that difference. This arrow could go up there, but it can't be more than 3. So it is 1 or 3. It can't be 2 because of that. I don't think I can finish that off. If you're seeing how to do that, well done. I'm not. Right, I probably need to go back to these arrows and box 6 generally. Right, I don't think the difference between those... I was going to say it can't be 1. Remember, this arrow goes there. So the only place this arrow would have to go is here. And that could be a 2 with a 6 there and an 8 there. This can't be a 7. There is no way for this to be a 7, because that would be an 8, and this 7 would need to get a 1 on its arrow, and those 1s are going to prevent that happening. So that's a 6. That's a very wrong conclusion. Oh, I'm really doing badly at this. Oh, it could be an 8. It can't be a 7. That's still right. Yeah, okay. They can be the same, of course. I mean, I think my brain can't quite allow that when I was filling in the candidates for this cell, even though I said it earlier, because the conscious part of my brain does understand it. Ah, bother. Okay, sorry. I'm making a bit of a hash of some of this, which is a shame. I'm desecrating Blobs' excellent puzzle. I hope blobs can forgive me. Right, there's a 2 in one of those 2 cells. Let's just observe that for now. I'm really getting fixated on this arrow, why I can't solve it. Just due to numptitious issues, I imagine. Okay. What are these 2 cells? They're at least 2 and 5 because of this 1, 3, 4 looking at them. So this can't be a 6. If they were... Yeah, well, I mean, that's fair enough. One of these 2 is a 6. But this arrow could continue, so even if it was 2 and 5 here, it could pick up a 1 further down. One of these 2 cells has to be a 2, because we can't use 1, 3 and 4. If we didn't use a 2, they would be at least 5 and 6. So that cell is a 2. Okay, now we know the length of the arrow. This is 5, 6 or 7 by arrow Sudoku logic. It's not quite a quad or quintuple. What's this little elbow of an arrow? Oh no, look at all the 2s I've got in the grid. I've got 8 of them. Once you've got 8 of a number, a digit, you can fill in the 9th. Actually, once you've got 4 of a number looking into one box, that's always enough to put in the 9th. So that's a 2. That is going to clear away almost half of the remaining fog. Oh, and look at this arrow it's on. What's happening with this? This arrow must include all of those cells and have a circle here, because this can't be another arrow cell, or you'd have 4 cells on the arrow. We can't have... Well, I think the rules have precluded this being a circle with arrows leaving it twice. Maybe I won't solve on that basis, because although the rules have said arrows do not cross or overlap in any way, you could argue that a circle might have 2 arrows. And that wording still be okay. I'm not going to, but I'm not going to presume until I have to. There, I've made a decision. Now, what is this digit then? Even if this was a circle, well, 6 and 8 are definitely used in this row in those cells, so that can't be a 6. This now can't be an 8. Now we've got a 7-9 pair. That's very pretty. So that can't be 7 or 9. Now we've got a 6-8 pair in this column. That can't be 6 or 8. That can't be 6. Now we've got a 5-7 pair in this box. And we've used up 5, 7, 6, 8 and 2 in the column. Now, whichever way you cut it, the number in the circle that must appear in one of these cells has to be 9. There's no way for it to be 3 there, because of the 1, 2 impossibility here, or 4 in either place. So the number in the circle that's hidden here is 9, and that is therefore a 7. There we go. Now we see the madness inherent in the system. Monty Python quote. This is a naked 9 now. 9 in the central box has to be here. We've got a 6-7 pair. We can fill in 5 and 8. Now we can finish up, I think. 7 there, 9 there. That doesn't let us finish that arrow. I've got a 6-8 pair, so that's not a 6. There's a 6 X-wing. Okay, the simple thing is to finish this column. Let's do that. I mean, it was true about the 6 X-wing, but if we don't need to get complicated, let's not. 3 and 4 get done up there. This is the only place for 8 in column 5, so we finished that arrow. Still do, oh yeah, the 6 has resolved this pair. There we go. Now I'm sure anybody can fill in the remaining digits for me, probably quicker than I can. That's a 3-6 pair. We can't put 6 on that arrow, so it's a 3. That's a 4. We've got 5 and 1 to go in the row. Down here, 4, 7, 8. This 6, 8 pair, 9, 3, 2, 5, 7, 1 and 4 still to place in the row. This had to be a repeat digit with one of those two, and it's become a 3. That sorts out 4 and 3. I still haven't done those. This is a 4. This is an 8. That's going to sort out all our remaining 6, 8 issues. 8 in the circle, pointing to 8 on its arrow. That's the kind of mutant arrow that isn't really indicating anything interesting in real terms. But there we go. That is the puzzle. Apologies about a couple of typos along the way. And good fun it was too. I hope you had a go. Nice to do a fairly straightforward fog puzzle, and very much exemplifying what my friend thought about how to go about these Fog-of-War puzzles. Great fun. Thanks, Blobs. Of course, we've got our Fog-of-War Kickstarter. There is still time to join in that. I think there's nearly a week left, and that is one of the first few links under the video. So that will be a set of puzzles by Sandra and Nala and some guest authors now. Very pleased to know that some of those are on board. Great news. There are announcements on the page about which authors are involved, and do join us for that Kickstarter. It's going to be an ebook with a story and some fog puzzles to solve along the way. Great stuff. Thanks for watching. See you anon. Bye for now.